What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Cowboys Corner. All right. On the corner of Crazy and Cowboys, it's me, a cool cowboy, to start off the show. Cool cowboy, how you been, brother?
I'm doing good. How's everyone doing?
Hey, click like on your way in. If you're watching on the replay, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a live or a video drop. I got 2 videos dropping. I already dropped them today, and you're going to get a live. So you're getting not 1, not 2, but 3 doses of Cowboys Corner today. So you will definitely be in the Cowboys Corner today. And Brando right off the gate says, Brian Schottenheimer on Micah Parsons' conduct of the game. At the game. Without talking to Mike, I need to figure out what he was doing. Why was he doing it? Until I talk to him, I'm not going to talk about it. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he gone.
He said the MRI on Parsons came back pretty clean. So, Micah Parsons wasting medical equipment on a back stiffness that does not exist. Cool cowboy. When you seen that picture, when you seen that picture right there, what was your initial thoughts?
Yeah, my initial thoughts were that it's clear that he's not a good teammate. I mean, he's not supporting his teammates. He looks like he doesn't want to be there at all. Just laying down. It almost looks like he's trying to take a nap in the middle of the game. Like when I saw that, I was like, dude, you shouldn't have shown up to begin with at that point. If you're just gonna pull that stunt like that and not be there for your teammates and your coach and the organization, and it's not like you're not getting paid this year. So that pissed me off, honestly, when I saw that last night.
Yeah, whenever we're all adults and we all go through things, and sometimes we get our way, sometimes we don't, and sometimes we have to make a way, pay the way, and work for the way. And I give Dak Prescott a lot of grief, cool cowboy. But when I look at the way Dak Prescott handled this, his contract situation last year, and when I look at the way Micah is handling his contract this year, it's night and day different, cool cowboy, and everybody in the chat. I really don't understand Micah's motive. He has no leverage. Jerry Jones already said on many outlets, I got Micah for 3 years, whether he likes it or not. What kind of leverage, cool cowboy, does Micah think that he has? 1980 in the house.
What's up, 80? Yeah, honestly, I don't know what he's thinking. I think, honestly, it's that agent. I feel like that agent's really toxic, David Mulgeta, because he's done this sort of negotiation tactics with other teams, and he bent them over and then forced them to pay. But I don't understand what he thinks. He does. You're right. He doesn't have any leverage. I don't know what they're trying to think of. And also, I don't know if you saw, but Jerry Jones claimed that he offered Parsons to be the highest paid defensive player, and then the agent stepped in and said no. So they're trying to get even more money than what we were expecting. So if they were probably going to offer him around $42 million a year, highest paid defensive player of the year. And the fact that the agent said no is crazy. I don't know. Are they trying to aim for 50 million? Like, what is he trying to do? That's what I'm curious about. Well, whatever the case, this stunt's not gonna work. Jerry Jones said, like you said multiple times, he's not gonna agree to their terms. They're gonna have to do it his way. And it's not like I don't think Jerry Jones is being unfair here. I mean, if you offered him to be the highest defensive player in the year or highest defensive player paid, I would take it. I don't know what else is he trying to get. He has no leverage and he's being offered a fair deal. I feel like he's being a diva. And lastly, what you said about Prescott, yeah, as much as Prescott has disappointed all of us, during the contract negotiations, he wasn't being a diva, laying down in the middle of games, saying, I want to leave the organization, saying, come free me or whatever to fans. He was just going about his business. So I respect him for that. But Micah, he's just being a diva.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting because whenever we started this whole thing and Micah showed up to training camp, he said, I'm not here for Jerry Jones. I'm here for my teammates. Does this image look like he's in it for his teammates?
No.
I mean, what the heck, Micah? This is culture building for you, Micah. You and Brian Schottenheimer are supposed to be tight. You do the TikTok trend and you say, hey, I just wanted to say good night. You do all these things, but this is how you replay. This is how you repay the coach that you supposedly buy into, Micah Parsons. You look at the players. Players don't feel sorry for you, Micah. The players got zero sympathy for you. You know why? Because they know, just like we know, that you're going to make $24 million as long as you don't hold out during these games. Who can feel sorry for somebody that's going to make $24 million? Cool Cowboy, can you feel sorry for somebody that's going to make $24 million? I sure can't.
Not me. I don't think you're gonna find anybody who feels sorry for him making $24 million. It's different if he wasn't. If he was on like, let's just say like a cheaper deal or whatever, and he wasn't getting the 5th-year option, then maybe he would garner a little bit of sympathy. But even then, it's like, dude, you're still getting paid. You're still under contract. You got to honor out your contract, and he's not doing that. So I understand completely that his teammates don't feel sympathy for him. He's not honoring out the contract that he signed.
Yeah, whenever we talk about honoring contracts, I really don't dip into that as much, just for the simple fact that there's no legitimate franchise that honors contracts. They only bring up honoring contracts when it benefits them, kind of like in this situation. Dez Bryant was under contract and they cut Dez Bryant. They will cut players regardless of what that contract says. Jalen Smith, Lyle Collins, Michael Gallup, all under contract, and the Cowboys broke that contract and released them. So I don't really see the value in the contract. What I see value in is how you handle yourself. And when I look at Dak Prescott, the way he handled it versus Micah, the way CeeDee Lamb handled it, CeeDee Lamb did not even show up to training camp. Zach Martin didn't show up. Zeke Elliott didn't show up. Micah Parsons shows up, and I tell you, Cool Cowboy, to me, it feels like he's trying to say, feel sorry for me. Woe is me. I don't have my contract yet. My owner/GM is doing media tours because he just got a Netflix special. And now he's trying to pull this stunt to get some sympathy pulls. And it ain't working. I think it's backfiring on him, Cool Cowboy. You think it's backfiring?
Yeah, I think it is backfiring, mainly because a lot of fans are turning on him. And I feel like the players secretly, not all of them, but some of them are starting to lose respect for him. That he's doing all this. Like, because you're right, he's trying to gain sympathy, make it look like everyone's against him about getting paid. But yeah, this is not doing him any favors. Like Uncensored said, I think, if he had just gone about his business normally, didn't do these cryptic tweets and put those paragraphs on Instagram, remove Cowboys bio, and if he acted like he cared, he would have sympathy from people. But the fact that he did all this to make it seem like everyone's against him, he's losing sympathy. He just looks like a child out there. And that's how he's acting. He's acting like a child.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what he's throwing, a little temper tantrum. What needs to happen is he needs to take the advice, skip the agent who has a horrible reputation, it sounds like. Skip the agent, go in with Michael Irvin, who has negotiated single-handedly with Jerry Jones, who has experience negotiating with Jerry Jones, and see what they can hash out. There's a hatchet that could be buried here, but I think Micah Parsons has to take the thumb out of his mouth, quit being a baby, put on his big boy britches, go in Jerry Jones's office, negotiate this thing, because that's what they've been doing. Send it to the agent. The agent can fine-tune some language, fine-tune, no franchise tag or whatever, no trade clause, whatever the case might be. They can go in there and fine-tune that lingo, but get the deal done. It sounds like the money's already in place. What is the holdup? The holdup is Micah Parsons acting like a baby.
Yeah, I think it's him and the agent because the agent's trying to get paid more. You know, these agents, they don't care. Most of them don't care about the players. They're just
Right.
trying to make sure they get money. So he's probably trying to milk this out for as much money as he possibly can before he signs it.
Yeah.
But I don't. That strategy is not going to work. Like you said, like everyone has been saying, they don't have leverage. So I think
Zero leverage.
honestly, like there's two things that are going to happen. One, they sign him for the original deal that Jerry Jones offered with a few tweaks. Or secondly, he gets traded. Those are the
Okay.
only two options. But they're not going to get their way fully. They will not.
Mm-mm. No, there's no way to beat this, not even with the stick. There's just no way to beat it. So, having said all that, wash my hands of Micah Parsons for this topic unless you got anything else to add, cool cowboy.
No, nothing else to say really. Let's hope it
All
gets
right.
resolved.
All right. How would you rate the coaches overall, Schottenheimer, Matt Eberflus? How would you rate the coaches overall this preseason? How do you think the coaches handled this preseason? Cool cowboy.
Honestly, even though yesterday they looked a lot better, I'm still a little disappointed because those first two games they would come out the gates starting really bad, have a lot of penalties, and Joe Milton looked bad in those first two games. He did look better in this last one, but those first two games were rough. And also, like, I wasn't mad about the play calling. I knew it would be vanilla. Like, oh, every single team is vanilla in the preseason, but I just thought they would execute a little bit better than they did. And the running game up until the last game wasn't very good either. But the one thing that's still the biggest concern to me, the coaching staff was not able to fix, was the run defense. It was bad in all three games, I feel like. And that might be a personnel issue and might be a coaching issue. It's probably both. But those are some of the issues that I've had with the coaching staff. So as a grade, I would give it a C.
Oh, see, okay, I think that's fair. My take would be when you look at the first preseason game against the Rams, we were high. Our penalties were too high. Our penalties were too high. Uncensored on the corner of Crazy and Cowboys. What up, Uncensored?
Put the
What's up,
kids to
Uncensored?
bed, hide your wives, uncensored is live.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'll follow up with some topics from you, Uncensored.
I've been
Uh,
listening in.
oh, you've been listening? Badass.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
I'm gonna grade these coaches real quick. I think when you look at that Rams game with the penalties, Joe Milton didn't get his feet underneath them. You really couldn't evaluate the wide receivers just from the bad quarterback play. The defense didn't stop the run against the Rams. You fast forward to the Ravens game, kind of the same thing. They did limit the penalties. They got the bulk of their penalties in the fourth quarter in that Ravens game. But then again, it was still bad quarterback play. Wasn't able to stop the run. Then you play against these Falcons, and it just looks completely different. Maybe the Falcons are just that bad of a team. Maybe the Cowboys finally got technique right. I mean, Joe Milton looked comfortable. There was a lot of good things that happened when you boil it down. But I think I'm going to give the Cowboys a C plus just because the penalties got cleaned up. That's something throughout the preseason. The penalties got better. And they get a C plus for me. They got their quarterback in rhythm. You're able to evaluate people, and you were able to see this second depth play. And so they get a C plus for me. Uncensored is on the corner of Cowboys and Crazy now. So I'm going to ask you this, Uncensored. When you see this picture, what comes to mind?
Asshole.
Okay.
Petulant child.
Yep.
Disrespectful. Ungrateful. I can whip out a thesaurus. There's a whole bunch of fucking words to describe this.
Picture's worth 1,000 words, and not
It,
one
it,
of them are positive.
it is not because I got a problem with Parsons with that picture because he decided to do that. And then I got a problem with the entire coaching staff. I know I talked about earlier, I had a problem with Brian on fifth. I got a problem. You mean to tell me no coach looked at that and said, yo, Parsons, hey, sit up, man. If my kids acted like that, I'd have snatched their ass out.
Oh, quick, in a hurry. I would have found the nearest bathroom.
And the way that they just kind of letting him do whatever the hell he want to do because he's in the middle of a contract dispute. He's under contract. He doesn't have to. He's choosing to hold out. I know you said earlier that no team honors a contract, but teams don't get guaranteed work. Players get guaranteed money. That is the reason why they get the guaranteed money. Is they get the guaranteed money and the owners get the ability to end the contract whenever they see fit.
But there is contingencies where you can void guarantees too, though.
There is, but the player signs that contract. The NFLPA has allowed through collective bargaining those clauses to be included in those contracts. See, this goes back to really the CBA because the players didn't want to practice. And so the owner said, okay, we'll take a smaller portion of the money. And then you don't have to practice. They don't have lifelong health benefits like all the other major sport leagues because they didn't want to practice. And for the owners, it's all about money. For the players, they were thinking about their health. But now you see these players, once they retire, they start talking about the things that they should have got later on. But a lot of these players, in all honesty, they've gotten lazy. They don't want to practice. How many padded practices do they get in a training camp? 8 or something like that?
I think 12.
It's 12? That sounds about right.
They reduced
And
it. It used to be more back then.
what you keep seeing, like Shannon Sharp and Sterling Sharp and Chris Carter and all of these players tell these players, you gotta save your money now because in order to get what you want, you gotta be willing to sit out. See, what people don't understand is that stadium is only open for 8 home games.
They can only have up to 16 padded practices now.
Okay, so that stadium has 8 to 9 home games on a 17-game season. But Jerry Jones and every other owner in the league will find some type of entertainment to put in that stadium so that they make money during the year. And the owners can afford to sit out an entire year. Trayshawn Holden can't afford that. You see what I mean?
Right.
Solomon Thomas can't afford that. Israel Mukamu can't afford that. And so the ball is always in the owner's court because they say, we'll just lock the doors. And then what happens is you start to get pressure to the top guys because I think Jerry Jones said, what is it, like 60% of the salary cap goes to 17% of the league?
Yep.
The money is all settled in a small portion of guys, and those tend to be the guys that negotiate the CBA. Like, if you want a CBA that's going to be fair, start electing some of these undrafted free agents and these 5th and 6th, 7th round picks into the NFLPA to do the contract negotiations. It'll change. But they allowed Jerry Jones. They allowed these owners to sell them a lie. They told them at the last CBA, let's put a rookie salary cap in place. And what we'll do is instead of these rookies coming in like Jamarcus Russell and taking record numbers and becoming the highest paid player from being the number 1 draft pick and never take a snap, they told them let's put a rookie salary cap and then that money can now go to you guys. And they fell for it. And then you got the 5th-year option in there. And then they left 2 franchise tags in there. I think you can actually do it 3 times, but the third one is so astronomical, nobody's ever going to do it.
Yep.
But if the players won't leverage, they could have guaranteed contracts. What they're going to have to do is they're going to have to give up something on the other end. It's a negotiation. It's a give and a take.
Yeah. No, it's true. What kind of and those are all good thoughts on Micah Parsons and the breakdown there. Where do you rate the coaches at for the preseason overall, uncensored?
I got 3 different ratings. Okay. I think I saw improvement in the offense every single week, which tends to give me the offense. I will go give them a B for their improvement. I think the defense kind of toughened up in the last game. The first 2 games, not so much, but the last game. And I saw players that I didn't expect step up. So I give them a C plus, just because I don't believe in this defensive line and we don't have any healthy corners. But just based off of the way that I watched game 1 to game 3, I saw improvement in whether it was the players figuring it out or the coaches changing up what needed to be changed for their guys to be for it all to work. As far as the overall team, and when I say overall team, I'm including the entire circus act, I give it a C minus. Because the shit with Micah Parsons, Jerry Jones, Scotty seems to just be a guy that's, I'm going to say the right thing, instead of getting boots and asses and trying to get shit together. And so
Yeah.
I've lost the faith in him as a disciplinarian. He doesn't come off as that guy that's gonna chew somebody's ass out. And you can say the words. Every single coach in the NFL has cussed a player out. But have you put the actions behind it to correct the behavior? Like right now, my son can go do something, and I can sit him down in the corner and I can ream his ass out. And then if I let him go play his PlayStation 30 seconds after I get done, what effect does that have on correcting the behavior?
Right.
So we need some type of discipline. I still don't know. People don't realize we probably are going to lose Turpin at some point in time this year due to a suspension.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And we don't have Sam Williams to start the season. He got suspended last year before he got hurt. I think he's suspended for 6 games, I think?
No, I don't think does that carry over?
He never served a suspension. He got hurt the very first day in training camp before they even issued his suspension. He never served a day.
He might get cut then.
So yeah, if he gets cut, whoever picks him up is going to have to eat that suspension to start.
He was suspended for 3 games without pay in October 2024 for violating the league's
But he
personal
was already
conduct
on.
policy.
He was already on IR. So that tolls over to this year.
The suspension was served while Williams was already on a season-ending reserve with the torn ACL, meaning he did not miss any game game time, but lost pay for 3 weeks. Yeah, but he lost pay for 3 weeks.
So they ran it concurrently and just took his money.
Yeah,
but overall, I give the team a C. It's the same. I just don't think anything's changed as far as the overall direction of this team, and that's mainly Jerry Jones and the lack of a really authoritarian leadership and coaching. Like where is Dak Prescott right now as the face of this offense? You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's just been like, hey, it's preseason. Let's just kind of keep these guys away and protect their image and stuff like that for now. And if Parsons is still not done by week 1, then we'll have to. Obviously, they're going to get asked in the locker room what's going on.
Right.
And God forbid we lose we start off 0-2. It will be a fucking shitstorm media circus.
Oh yeah, it'll be horrible. That would be bad. We got a super chat here, $4.99 from Mike. I just saw Schottenheimer said that he plans on discussing with Micah about his behavior when he was lying on the bench in coming days. And I get the incoming days part. Brian Schottenheimer has a job to do. He can't sit here and hold Micah Parsons' hand. He has to go in there with Will McClay, Jerry, and Steven and cut this roster down to 53 men. And so he just can't drop everything and talk to a guy that's supposed to have his back, that was supposed to be there for the players, not for Jerry Jones. And then, oh, man, I'm so tired of talking about Micah. But, yeah, thank you for that super chat, Mike. But no, I hope Schottenheimer suspends his ass for 3 games. No, without pay. You want to hold out?
Parsons?
Oh, yeah. Suspend his ass 3 games without pay for laying on that bench acting like a damn fool.
What would you do? Conduct detrimental to the team?
Oh, yeah. And I'll fine his ass. I'll fine his ass half his money. $12 million fine.
You can only do game checks.
Hey,
you
got to appeal it.
If this was Jimmy Johnson, I would say it would happen, but this ain't those days anymore. So
Jimmy
they're just going to pat him on the ass and let him go.
Jimmy would have cut him.
You guys want to go over this 53-man roster real quick?
Yeah, shoot. My wife's on the way home, so I don't know how long I can stay, but
it's all good in the hood. All right, this is my 53-man roster right here. Quarterback, Dak Prescott, Joe Mixon.
You got the cuts on there?
No, they haven't done the cut yet. This is my prediction.
That's what I'm saying. You got the cuts that didn't make your prediction?
Yeah, whoever didn't make the list here or cut.
Shit, I don't know all the players.
Well, so I don't have Mozzie Smith on here. Let's start with Mozzie Smith.
Hey, that makes the list got value right there. So
my defensive tackles are Oso Digizua, Solomon Thomas, Jay Toa, Perrion Winfrey, Ernest Brown, or it could be Sam Williams. All right. Ernest Brown is a defensive tackle. Sam Williams is a defensive end, obviously. But those are my defensive tackles. What do you guys think about Mozzie Smith not making that right there?
Music to my ears, but I don't think it's going to happen.
For me, I would be kind of excited actually if they cut him because legitimately he's done nothing. He's a bigger bust than Taco because I feel like Taco even made more plays than this guy. This guy, the only thing notable that came out of him is that one sack in last year's preseason game and then the TFL where no one was guarding him. And then also that he said he likes hitting people, not playing football. So, yeah, get his ass out of there. Maybe he can go be a boxer then.
Let me ask you guys about the linebackers. I got Jack Sanborn, Kenneth Murray Jr., Maris Leufau, Damone Clark, Shamir James. Now, this is where I'm torn. Justin Barron or Buddy Johnson. All right, Justin Barron's big number 55, Mike linebacker, sitting behind Jack Sanborn. I thought he played terrific preseason ball. Buddy Johnson is a longtime special teams ace. What do you guys make? Does Justin Barron get it, or do they stick with Buddy Johnson? Like in the prediction phase, obviously. Cool Cowboy. What do you think? How do you think they maneuver that?
I think they're going to stick with Buddy Johnson purely because to have some veteran experience, and also when you're talking about the last few spots of the roster, they value special teams, being able to play special teams. And Buddy Johnson, like you said, is an ace at it. So I think that will help him in this battle between him and Justin Barron. Because, yeah, like I said, these NFL rosters, when you're viewing the last few spots on the roster, the part that will get you over the edge is how good you are on special teams. So Buddy Johnson, for me, makes it.
Yeah. What about you, Uncensored?
I'm be honest, I didn't watch too much of them. I was kind of focused on some other players mainly, so I'm gonna have to lean on you guys as far as who will be in front of the other.
Mm-hmm. It all depends on how they view it, right? Buddy Johnson, I think, can play the Sam and the wheel. I don't think he's a Mike. Justin Barron is the only Mike behind Jack Sanborn. So it's where do they value this, right? But you got I forgot Overshown. Overshown's on
That's
IR.
IR, yeah.
I forgot to put him on there. IR Overshown. Whoops, that's my bad. I'll add him. But I mean, either way, Buddy Johnson, Justin Barron, when Overshown comes back, one of those guys are going to get cut. Unless they send somebody to IR who jammed a pinky or something, which we've seen the Cowboys do that. And guess what, guys? We got Cowboys blog on the corner of Crazy and Cowboys.
It just got
Cowboys
real.
blog, what's up, dude?
What's up, bro? Happy to jump on, dude. I'm glad you're up.
Yeah, I'm glad you're coming on here. We got Cool Cowboy, we got Uncensored Cowboys blog. I don't know if you've been watching behind the scenes or not. We could put the roster on hold real quick. I want to get your thoughts on this picture. What's the first word that comes to your mind when you see that picture right there?
Unacceptable behavior. It's embarrassing, dude. Like, that's supposed to be your star player. Yeah. It's a bad look. You know what I mean? So, wasn't a fan of that. But this team is. I just don't see it, bro. I don't see it. I feel like we're getting back to the Campo era, bro. I'm 100%. I feel that.
What's up,
That's
blog?
scary.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Forgot to say hi.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, blog?
This is serious cat mode time. All right. So no, we were, and then Cowboys champs is on the corner of Crazy and Cowboys now. Cowboys
the champ is here.
What's up, champs?
That champ is here.
All right.
What's your first thoughts when you see that picture right there, champs?
Taking my glasses off. Oh yeah, I told you earlier. Look like a diva biatch pouting because he can't get his money.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we were going over. Go ahead.
And did you hear the story that they had an MRI done on his back today?
Yes, and Schottenheimer called it pretty clean.
Yeah.
You know what that means, right? Will they start laying some penalty fine? They fined Trayvon Diggs $500,000 for not working out with the team. Joe, do you think this MRI is prepping for some fines?
I think honestly, dude. I think Mike is he's gonna move some game checks, dude, just to see how these guys do the first couple of weeks. I think he'll be okay taking 1.2 million a game or something like that.
That's a lot of game. That's a lot of money.
It is, but he's got 24 million. So I think 3 games, 0-3. Maybe it's another Emmett situation. Maybe he's trying to go that route. But I honestly feel like he's gonna hold out some of these games, just bite the bullet.
Cool Cowboy. They fined Trayvon Diggs $500,000. Are they prepping to find Micah?
Maybe, honestly. You know what? They might do it, but I don't think this makes a difference, man. Like he's a diva. It's so obvious, man. He's a diva and he only cares about his own asshole, bro. That's it. So even if they fine him, it's not gonna make a difference unless they fine him like a big fine, like what's the max that you can fine a player? I don't even know.
You can do a game check a week.
Okay, if they take away his game checks, that will make a difference. But just a fine, it's like a regular $500,000 fine or whatever. I don't think it'll make a difference.
What about you, Uncensored? What do you think?
Repeat the question.
But they fined Trayvon Diggs $500,000. With this MRI coming back pretty clean, are they gearing up to fine Micah Parsons for not participating in practices?
I don't think the NFLPA will let that go because the MRI can be clear. But that don't mean you have back pain. That's why he went with back pain. Right now, there's nothing that no doctor that can ever tell you that your back doesn't hurt. It's not a certain procedure. It's not a test. Like if he push on him and he goes, all right, it hurts. You know what I mean? It can be clear from any structural damage or anything like that. I was telling Fifth in the text, I said, what has it been, 6 weeks for training camp? Roughly? And he's talking about back stiffness. When has it ever took 6 weeks to get rid of back stiffness?
Yeah.
Like that's the same thing with Terry and on the Washington Commanders talking about his ankle soreness. Not a high ankle sprain or anything like that. They just say it's sore. So they don't practice. But I think what he's gonna try to do is he's gonna go out there week 1 and complain that his back is hurt, and he's gonna try to play the IR game because if you go on IR, they have to pay you your full salary. The whole
Well,
time
check this out.
the whole time you injured, you have to pay them.
So the hold-ins, right? It's not a holdout; it's a
The
hold-in.
hold in.
Some players attend practice but do not fully participate to avoid being called a holdout and incurring higher training camp fines. So technically, they could fine Micah Parsons.
Yeah, for not participating in practice, they could.
The
But they
rules and penalties for skipping practice are established through the NFL the collective bargaining agreement and the NFLPA. Players acknowledge the fine schedule when they sign their contract agreeing to the terms. So they could be gearing up.
That's what I said. This all goes back to the CBA. They agreed to this.
They could be gearing up to fine Micah Parsons. What do you think, champs?
$1.2 million just to make a point. Nah, play. That's him. Me, I'm not. I'm playing. But if he want to be stupid, go ahead. You can't fix stupid.
A
Right.
corner, just to add to your hold in. Since it's a hold in, at any point in time, if Parsons misses 5 days, continuous 5 days, he doesn't occur an NFL season, and Jerry Jones gets his 5th-year option back again.
And they can just redo it.
They can you redo this again, and you get 2 more franchise tags at the end of it. So this is why everybody's like, he's going to be there.
He has no leverage.
And now, if he would have held out, he could have held out the entire season. And as long as he showed up at the end of the year and played 6 games, the 5th year would toll off. But since he held in and he showed up to camp, then they give him what's called a 5-day notice to return to the facilities. If they don't, that they immediately go onto the commissioner's list, and the team cannot bring them back if they miss 5 days. They immediately go, they're done for the season, shut down.
Insane stuff. So we kind of went over the roster and my 53-man prediction. Cowboys blog dropped a video about the strength of the depth, and we're going to talk about that, right? I'll start with Cowboys champs and work my way through here. How comfortable are you, champs, knowing the depth that we have now, following these about 37 starters who didn't play in the preseason? How comfortable are you if a player was to go down that these guys can pick it up and still play this team with the high level?
The wide receiver crew, I'm not comfortable. Our top end is very top, especially with Lamb and Pickens. I just don't trust 3, 4, and 5, whoever that might be. The offensive line, I'll still say our interior offensive line is going to be good, but I still worry about the tackles, and I don't know. It's a big unknown. The defensive tackles, man, they just anybody can start.
Mm-hmm.
Not just also, but I mean, they all light because of what the coaching staff want. Now, as far as the secondary, that's another red flag because Diggs, Bland, I don't know how their health is going to be. But after that, it's a big unknown.
Yeah, talking about the secondary right there.
Yeah, it's a big
Cornerbacks.
unknown.
Kalen Carson, Deron Bland, Kerry Elam, Keeman Hall, Troy Pratt, Trayvon Diggs, Shrevel, and Josh Butler on IR. I forgot to put Overshown on IR over here earlier today.
Yeah, Overshown on IR too. But
I forgot
linebacker position,
to do that.
linebacker position on defense, to me, that's the best position. That's the best position by far.
Yeah.
On this team.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Uncensored?
I think that this team is top heavy as fuck. I think that, and we can just do a quick run through. Quarterback, top heavy. Defensive tackles, top heavy. I think Hoffman can fill in for center and guard if you need, but after that, there's a drop off. Defensive tackle ain't even top heavy. It's the lightest position on the field. Your defensive ends, you got some depth there. Linebackers is probably the most stacked. Your corners, that's top heavy. Your two starters, and then we've been watching guys just look lost out there for the most part. Some have had moments here and there, but overall as a unit, outside of the starters, it's a massive drop off. And you're not going to get production similar to CD and Pickens on that field out of your 3, 4, and 5 wide receiver. And as far as safeties go, I think that our top 4 safeties are all very similar and close to each other. So I think you got 4 there. But outside of that, man, when you go down at the key positions, it's a significant drop off.
That's true.
The running backs, that's a hodgepodge of whatever until I see them out there in a game situation. I don't know.
Okay. Cool. Cowboy, what do you think about the depth? How comfortable are you if a starter was to go down, that the depth that we have can go in there and still pick up where we left off?
Apart from the defensive end position and the linebacker position, I'm not comfortable at all. This front office has done a terrible job over the past few years of getting good depth. We don't have depth because our drafting outside of round 1 isn't that good, and we sign cheap 1-year free agents. And this is the result you're going to get. This is why our depth is so bad, because we just don't. The front office just doesn't address the depth. They just care about the flashy superstars, but they forget that this is not just it's not like the NBA where you can have 2 good players and everyone else be bums and still win the championship. In the NFL, there has to be a well-rounded roster, and we're not. So if we go down at pretty much all of our positions except linebacker and defensive end, we're in big trouble.
Yeah, no, that's true. Super chat here from Phil. Just wanted to tap in and show love to my bro. I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in here. Phil, big supporter of the Frisco Report, big supporter of Talking Crazy and Fifth Quarter Cowboys and all the other people that we hang with. Blog, I know you dropped a video, but let me hear that knowledge about this depth, Joe. The floor is yours.
Yeah, the depth isn't good, right? Like you have a few blue chippers, and then the rest are backup quality guys that are starting. So you're one injury away from the house of cards falling down. You know what I mean? You don't have a good foundation, right? The house has to be built on a good foundation. Your studs have to be strong. One of those breaks, the whole damn house falls down, dude. And that's how the Cowboys are. I mean, outside your quarterback, right? If Lamb goes down, Pickens goes down, you're going to have a hard time moving the ball. We're going to probably do running back by committee. That crap didn't work. It hasn't worked, but it looks like we're going to do it again. You know what I mean? Your tight ends, I think they're okay. You know, defensive line doesn't do anything for me. The defensive tackles, bro, Solomon, Tomlin. I mean, they're hanging their hat on a lot of bust guys. You know, like we're going to turn these guys around. You know what I mean? They're here for a reason. They were available for a reason. And the Cowboys, they love these type of guys, man. But they may be competitive here and there. But when you look at the roster and how these other teams are building their rosters, the Cowboys are just going about it the wrong way. And they're stuck in their ways, man. They've lost their way again. This ship is rudderless. They're experimenting, and they still don't know what they're doing, bro. And I mean, and the preseason, you don't get a look at any of your starters. Like, let me see your starters at least one series, bro. What are you trying to hide? Are you trying to hide that these guys suck? They can't execute the plays? Is it vanilla? I mean, is vanilla really the playbook? You know what I mean? Like we're all saying it's vanilla, but maybe that's what we're running because the whole league always says we know the Cowboys plays. We know before. You know what I'm saying? Like it's already. I don't think there's anything spectacular about what we're running here, man. Schottenheimer, I'm not buying in, bro. I think they took a step back, man. I think we're in trouble, bro. Honestly,
I agree.
Yeah, it's a tall task, and I lowered my wins down to 9. I went from 12 to 9, just from the preseason stuff, and then at the end of the day, I'm not seeing the energy that I've seen when we went into training camp. It seems like that energy kind of died down,
That's a good
um,
observation, Corner. That's a
and
good observation.
yeah, I'm just not seeing it, and I feel like we need something back. We got Philadelphia here in 12 days, and I need something to light it. And if the energy doesn't come back, it's typical Dallas Cowboy fashion, dating all the way back to the Wade Phillip days. When has this team been? I mean, outside of 2011, when Jason Witten came back from the spleen injury that he suffered from Ronald McClain against the Raiders, like I haven't seen motivation go into a week 1 opponent. Even when we played Tampa Bay, and now we got the Eagles. We're facing another Super Bowl winner to open up the season. Where's my motivation, Joe? Can you tell me where my motivation's at?
I think we all know, especially watching this America's Team documentary. We know it left the building 30 years ago. You know what I mean? With Jimmy, it's all about filling the seats. Putting eyes on the Cowboys. Jerry himself has full blown admitted it. Like it's all about merchandise. Having the name out there, and if the Cowboys aren't being talked about, Jerry will stir the pot and have them back in the media being talked about. He said that himself. From his own words. So it's like, what's really the end goal here? Is it content? Are the Cowboys content creators now, or are they football? Or is it a football team? You know what I mean?
Right. No, that's a good. That's a good one too. Cool Cowboy. Where's the energy that we've seen going into training camp? Why does it feel like it's died down?
Maybe because the people realized during the preseason that this is the same old shit. Like, I don't know why people even fell for it in the first place. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. This feels like the Garrett era all over again. Oh, he's gonna change the culture. We got a new coach. Blah blah blah. I'm not buying it, man. Like you know me. I've since the beginning. I've been saying 7-10, 7-10. And as for the motivation for these players, I think as long as they stay healthy and get their game checks, they're content. I don't think they really care. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how I feel though.
Mm-hmm. Cowboys champs. Have you noticed a drop off in this team? The motivation doesn't seem to be there now that we're a few weeks into training camp. What happened to the motivation?
All that went away when I think when we saw the practice of none of us my French was some bullshit. All that running around because Shotty was trying to punish people because they were fighting during practice. Remember, practice supposed to have been hard, but it wasn't. Remember, he cried coming out the SoFi Stadium. Soft ass team. You know what? I have to agree. This is Dave Campo 2.0. I just have a feeling it is Dave Campo 2.0 because the thing about it, man, nobody wanted to interview for this damn job because everybody's sick of Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones BS. Mm-hmm. And then they can't stick to a regiment or a scheme. They always keep changing schemes every 2 or 3 years. Whatever's working, that's what they want to do. I mean, I think people just tired of the BS. And you see the players, I think another problem was this Parsons and Jerry drama. I think a lot of players, it's really just drained them. It really has.
Yeah, I think so too. Now, as I said, the point about the energy kind of faded. Uncensored said that's a good observation. Why is that a good observation, Uncensored?
It's a good observation because I hadn't thought about it, and while everybody was talking, I I was taking in what they were saying, but I was also playing back the last month of football and the interviews. The Cowboys had people going into training camp because you had something new. You had a new coaching staff, a new head coach. You had brought in Pickens, and the problem is over the 3 preseason games, they didn't show off any of their shiny new toys. And when you get if you would have got a drive where we could have seen Dak Prescott to Pickens or CeeDee Lamb taking over the top as Pickens does a clear out route and so that people can see and have hope and belief in it. And from the very beginning of training camp, from the excitement period to when Jerry Jones sat at that table and took shots at all his star players, and then they got on that training camp field and interviewed Micah Parsons, and Trayvon Diggs is sitting there naming every player they got a contract during the offseason. And it just turned from excitement to nonstop drama.
Yep.
And anybody that's ever been around a toxic environment, it is draining. It drains your energy. And that's people always say like this stuff is a distraction. It's not so much about the distraction because when they're in the room and they're lifting weights or they're um doing play the game plan for the week, the distractions aren't there. But the problem is, as soon as they step out of the room, they're like, "Fuck, we got to deal with this shit again." That shit drains your energy, and that is where that's the part that becomes a distraction. And everybody's just like, I can't look at preseason and go, "Man, I'm excited to see this player on the field." They had Mafa. They should have been featuring Mafa to start the games. That's a shiny new object. What did you give us? You gave us an old object, Deuce Vaughn, starting the games.
That's
You
true.
didn't. You could have came out. The risk of injury in the very first preseason game, where everybody's half speed anyway, and putting Dak Prescott in that first string offense and the first string defense out there for one series is so low. It was worth it to get the excitement because I can at least go, man, when Dak Prescott was out there with his full offense, they went right up and down the field and put up points.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not excited about it. The energy is gone. When Pickens got on this team, I took and added 2 wins to it. Because I'm like, Pickens opens up the offense for CD. CD's gonna clear out routes for Pickens. You know what I mean? Ferguson back healthy. I'm looking at a passing offense in just base formations that should be able to compete.
Mm-hmm.
And over the course of the last 6 weeks, it's just been nothing but drama, drama, drama. I don't see any accountability, even though I've seen that they improved from week 1 preseason to week 3 preseason. I don't see the accountability that I feel like is going to be needed to get through an NFL season and be productive and successful by the time week 17 come around to get a team ready to make a playoff run. Even though I don't think they're going to make the playoff run, but I don't see Shoddy having that disciplinary part. I don't know if y'all seen the posts that they're making on Twitter from the questions that they're asking. It's all just excuses. Nothing is
Well, yeah.
ever just answered with a direct question. And my 2 boys are sitting there right now looking at me. They know I cannot stand when I ask you a question and you do not answer the question.
Oh, I don't know.
That is one of the things that pisses me off. That's not what I asked you. This is what I asked you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like when they try to when they're blaming other people and all of this stuff. Why did you allow Micah Parsons to lay his ass on that table? Answer the question. I don't care about the MRI that was done the next day. If he was hurt, why the fuck was he on the sideline?
He was laying out there like Uncle Elroy.
It, it
What'd
is
you?
it is ridiculous. They need some accountability.
My mind, what it look like, fool. That's what he lost. Oh man.
Bernie Mac is a miss, man.
Oh, OG says he has a right to lay down because he has back stiffness. OG fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. All right, guys. All right.
How
All
many
right.
times have you went to work, Corner, with your back hurting?
Almost every day. I get out of the bed walking like Shawn Michaels.
Did your boss halfway through the day provide you with a nice comfy bed to lay on to get through the rest of your shift?
You know what's so funny? I'll send you a picture. They actually did. we have a we sell semi trucks, trailers, and we sell Chrome Shop, and we have a display of truck mattresses. And if you need to recline your chair for about 10 minutes, you have the right to go in there and demo out one of the mattresses and recline it, because it's a bed that reclines. So like a trucker could have like a lazy boy type thing. And so yeah, actually they have gave us a bed that we can relax in for about 10 minutes.
Not any of my jobs. They look at you like they look at you
did not
crazy.
expect that, uncensored.
What'd you say?
You did not expect that answer.
Hell
Uncensored.
no. Not unless you work for like Google or Microsoft. I know those tech companies do that shit.
All right. So check this out. I got another topic here. And I'll start with Cowboys blog on this one. Who would be a surprise cut for you?
Oh man, I don't know, a surprise cut. There's a couple of players, but a surprise cut would be like somebody that you think has made the team and is good. I think, right? So,
Right.
I think Tolbert. Like if they just cut Tolbert, I think I would be surprised by that. I'd be like, really, he's not better than these other guys behind him. Like that in itself is a red flag for me. So if I'm looking at like a real surprise, like I think it would be like a Tolbert. You know what I mean? Like there's rumors that they wanted to. He's like trade bait or something like this. So that would be one for me. Tolbert. He had some touchdowns with Dak, some chemistry there. You know what I mean? But I think he has hit his ceiling, though. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to get anything better than out of him. Like what you have in him is what it is. He'll make some plays here and there a game, and he'll disappear for 2 or 3 games. So,
Yeah. What about you, cool cowboy? Surprise cut. Who would be a surprise cut?
I would be surprised if they cut James Houston, because he's been the best defensive lineman in the whole preseason by far. And so that's mine. Yeah, I hope they don't cut him, man. He's been doing much better than Ezraku even.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that. What about you, Cowboy champs? Surprise cut. Cowboy champs on mute, don't even know it.
I'm back. Okay. Mine will be Blue.
Jadon Blue, surprise cut.
Yeah, because the reason why he's been hurt, had all the little knickknacks, and they adding up.
And pair that with the article before training camp. They have they questioned his work ethic, and then you go in here and you're getting hurt. Maybe Cowboys chance might be onto something here about Jadon Blue. Okay, what about you, Uncensored?
A guy that I think should make the team that get cut.
I have mine. I'm ready to spit it out.
It's gonna have to be. I'm gonna say Brock Hoffman.
Oh, okay.
If they get rid of him, I'd be absolutely shocked.
I like that. Mine would be Luke Schoonmaker.
I thought about him. I thought about it.
When you boil this down to brass tacks, Blog has been eyeing the tight end Fairweather. And he made a couple of good plays this preseason, a couple of good blocks this preseason, really stepped up and did some things, right? So Luke Schoonmaker, yeah, he stepped up last year, and that's why it would be a surprise, right? But I feel like, how do they value Fairweather? How do they value, obviously they value Jake Ferguson because, they paid him, but how do you value, Brevin Spanford? And so I think Fairweather, and I like Tyler Neville too, don't get me wrong. Tyler Neville as well. But do the 4th round pick and Jake Ferguson, who just signed his contract, does he feel threatened by the 2nd round pick, Luke Schoonmaker? He says, hey, this is my team. I want him gone. I'm going to pull a Jason Witten. I'm not going to give anybody else reps. So you might as well get somebody in here cheap and don't worry about it. Can you see a scenario like that, Cowboys Blog?
I think they keep him around one more season. You know what I mean? Just because the measurables, I think they like his measurables and
6'5", 250.
Yeah, and I don't know if they want to put more inexperienced tight ends out there, because if you got rid of Schoonmaker, that would leave you with a year or two span forward, and then if you bring in another rookie, whether it's Fairweather or Neville or even John Stevens, if he had a miracle and made the team. So I think just on veterans that they need on this young team, I think they keep him. Just off of that, I think he's safe, in my opinion.
Would anybody be surprised? Nate Dogg saying, shout out Nate Dogg, he's saying Sam Williams with 3 question marks. Would anybody be surprised if Sam Williams got cut? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
No.
I would not be.
Get penalty boy out of here.
Hey, Corner, can I hijack your show for a second?
Go ahead.
Can you pull up your cornerbacks list that you said made the 53?
Yeah, for sure.
All
right there.
Now, Rebel, what's his time frame to come back? 6 weeks?
We don't know.
I thought they said 6 weeks about 2 weeks ago.
Cowboys Blog, you have an update on Rebel?
It's all shrouded in mystery. It's the Cowboys way. I mean, when we were drafting him, they're like, "Oh, this dude's gonna be ready for camp." Nothing, dude. So this the front office lying again, shrouded in mystery. We really don't know, dude. Like, supposedly, I mean, it'll be short-term IR for sure, right? But but even when we get to that point, are they going to look at him and say, "Yeah, we're going to activate you," or are they just going to, mothball him for the season? So
they're probably going to redshirt him. Honestly, you can't just throw him out with absolutely no practice.
Yeah. So I don't feel good about that pick, man.
So let's just say hypothetically, week 4 he's ready. I would imagine he takes Troy Pride's spot, correct?
I would say so.
Yeah,
Okay.
or Parson.
And so now let's roll it forward another 6 weeks or so, and Josh Butler's coming back. Which other cornerback are you dropping off for Josh Butler?
Kalen Carson.
All right. That's what I was just wondering.
Or you trade Trayvon Diggs. I mean, I think that option's still open for the Cowboys.
Yeah, it just depends on time frames. But
for the
you have
Diggs
a trade deadline.
Yeah,
it depends on their record at the trade deadline. If they're like really, really bad, then yes. If they're like doing good, then maybe not.
I also think that Trayvon Diggs is a little underrated for Dallas. He's actually a good cornerback. He out of 32 teams, he's definitely starting caliber. He's top 32 in the league. So if you do trade him, you should get a decent picks for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely gets a lot of unwarranted shade. I think some people. I don't know why, man.
It's his mouth and his antics that it just rubs people the wrong way. Like people want players to be humble
Mhm.
at certain times, and both of the Diggs brothers are the complete opposite of that. That's the same shit that's going on with the Sanders brother. Did you see Shiloh got ejected from the football game?
No.
He threw a punch. He hit a wide receiver in the mask with a punch in the last preseason as an undrafted free agent.
No, man.
It's just certain players they got an entitlement to them. Whatever.
So is
Damn shame.
Gilmore still in play? I wonder. You know what I mean? Like anybody like that play there? Old man Gilmore?
I thought he signed with somebody.
Did he?
I think
No, he didn't. He's not. He's unsigned.
Yeah, Stephon Gilmore's unsigned.
So what that makes me wonder is, you got 32 teams. All of them are looking for corners. He couldn't be the third corner on a squad. And if you get all the way through training camp and nobody's called your phone, then I'd probably say that his career is on a break in case of emergency level.
Yeah.
Like if a contender has somebody that goes down in week 2 or week 3 and they need a corner, then maybe. But otherwise he's just a progress stopper.
Yeah. Oh, smokes. I still can't believe I forgot Overshown on my damn list. So piggyback it off Uncensored's deal here. When Overshown comes back, who's the linebacker that's leaving? You know?
Yeah, because it's not so easy as with corners because you got players that plays different positions. Mike, Will, Sam. And what was it? Overshown's the Mike, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I'd play him as a Mike.
I don't think he's a Mike.
What was he playing last year?
I think he was playing the Sam.
Sam? It's a little bit harder with the linebackers because all of them can't play all the positions.
Man, I don't know. That's a good question. But no, guys. Let me look at my list here. We talked about that. We talked about that. Shoot. Anybody else got any topics?
No, on top of my head.
No, not really.
No, not really.
Man.
Just wait to see how the roster going to look like.
All right.
Are
Cowboys
you
blog.
guys done? Oh, go ahead.
Final thoughts or final topic, Cowboys blog?
Final thoughts. I think it's gonna be a roller coaster season, man. You know what I mean? We talk about distractions. We are gonna have the in-season HBO NFC East this year, so that'll be another wrench in the distractions. So that'll be fun to see. Jerry and these guys. How dysfunctional it might look behind the scenes. They probably won't show that, right? I mean, Jerry's gonna want to edit all the bad stuff out, but. Yeah, man. I don't know. I just feel like this roster's not in a good spot. You got a rookie head coach who hasn't been a head coach, so it's all. It could be a train wreck or it could be a surprise, but I'm kind of leaning more towards the train wreck, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, Cowboy Brando shared Cowboys blog's link. You guys subscribe to Cowboys blog if you haven't already. The creator of the Frisco Report, right there and in the full flesh.
Appreciate it.
Over 20 years. 22 years now?
I already lost count.
I think it's 22 years that Cowboys blog been creating content for the Dallas Cowboys. So big shout out to Cowboys blog. Thanks for coming on. Cool Cowboy. Final thoughts, final topic.
I'll do some final thoughts. Man, this seems like we're going back to the Jason Garrett era because I don't think this team is bad enough to bottom out. I mean, it could, but I don't think it is. So I think it's going to be 8-9, 7-10, BS in the middle, which is like the worst place to be. You want to either be really bad to get good draft picks or want to be contending. You don't want to be in the middle. and that's what we are. I'm just worried that nothing's going to change. I feel like we're going to not be able to stop the run, and we're not going to be able to. We're going to have too many penalties, and also we're not going to be able to run the football because we don't have. I don't think our running backs are just. I don't think the committee system works with running backs. I feel like you need to have two decent running backs, a funder and a landing. I don't think we have that combo. So it's going to be a rough season. Like Blog said, it's going to be a distraction-filled season. So be ready.
Yeah, no, that's love it, cool cowboy. OG, final topic or final thoughts?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's going on, OG?
What's up?
Hey, y'all got one more time to disrespect my man Sam Williams. You got one more time. OG gonna come through the screen. He gonna get in some ass, take some names later. Right? So don't worry about Sam Williams. He's gonna be all right. He was injured last year. He's gonna come back strong, stronger than ever. He might outshine Michael Parsons. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, you just let it at bay and leave it alone, please. Quit hating on my man. He ain't out there acting like Parson right now. He mature. He ain't holding out. They've been around the same. They've been there about the same amount of time. He gonna play out. He gonna get his money too. Other than that, I'm looking for us to have a good season. I want to give us 10 wins. I am happy about Joe Milton's progress yesterday. If Dak Prescott is down, I'm comfortable Joe will be able to carry the offense. Running this play action bootleg Mississippi toss sweep constantly basis because I don't know other than that. But other than that, I think we're 10-win season. Yeah, and I gotta have positive. I want to start hearing positive things come out of you guys' mouth. I don't want to be hating on every single week. We know this team is trash, but we got to see it be on the field before we continue to say they're trash. In our minds, we think they're trash, but we got to let it play out. We got to lift these boys up, lift their spirit up. And if we have to, we have to game plan for the other team. And we got to watch film, and maybe they'll catch on to us and watch the other team help this team win. Because ain't too many people out there helping these because they don't see the shit we see.
We don't see the stuff you see either, OG.
Yeah. Slow your roll a little bit, corner. If we have a game plan to help this team for the team before we can go to Philly and we can look at some of the games and say, hey, this is what they're running. This is what they should do. This is a formation. They should check down an offense. What we should do. All right, the offense is doing this. Let's run this. We can scheme also on our website on our show and talk about what they're running. Maybe they'll listen in on us, so we can guide them down the road of getting to wins. Now we know that Jerry will play a part of getting in the way. Other than that, that's what I would like to start doing, scheming for the team also, because we got our eyes and ears matter. Maybe we can be the Underground Railroad for the team. Chef, you in the dark, you need to turn the light on. You too. There is something called light bill. I don't know if you paid it or not. But other than that, it's glad to see you guys' face. I gotta start being positive. I don't want to be negative right now. I don't want to mess my spirits up. At the moment, I'm feeling good about what I saw out of Joe. Hopefully we can have a good season. I want to make the playoffs, but you know, we got to let the game play out. We know how this is going to turn out. And if it don't turn out right, it don't turn out right. At least we tried. We can say at least we tried. But we got to start being positive in some way, fellas. You know.
Last time I was positive, I missed work for 3 days because I had COVID.
Oh my
Well,
God.
that's different. That's on the foot. That's personal. Like this is on the football field here, and I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that you better.
Cowboys champs. Final thoughts or final
Okay,
topics?
I'm out, man. Hey, peace. I love everybody. Peace.
Peace, OG.
Peace
Okay.
out.
All right.
Final thoughts. Cowboy champs think that OG been drinking some
That
Jerry
Mississippi
Jones
bootleg whiskey.
Kool-Aid whiskey.
That's that Mississippi bootleg whiskey. That's what that is.
Yeah, that's what that is. Here's my final thoughts. Anyone who remembered the Dave Tempo years, history always repeats itself.
What was it? 5-11, 3 years in a row.
Yes. Remember before the season started, before the preseason started, and training camp. Remember, I asked, was the Parsons, Jerry Jones sucker going to cause a big distraction? As of right now, like you said, Corner earlier, you saw the energy left from his team. I think that has a lot to do with it, and I think that right now, all that is coming back to hunt the Jones boys.
Yep. Shout out to my sister Amanda. And never better late than never. Uncensored, the last one. Final thoughts, final topic.
I'm gonna do final thoughts, man. Final thought about this last week is I think that this team is ill prepared for week one. And I think that a lot of people are going to be shocked what the first 4 weeks of this season looks like. And then I can see us losing one of those games to the Giants or the Bears because this team is not prepared. You haven't had the starters out there. Lack of focus from the owners all the way down, no discipline. And I'm not sold on Milton after one playoff game. I saw him improve, but him being the backup behind Dak, if he goes down, this season is over. They might not win another game. So I got us at 5-12. Are you guys doing a show once they release the final 53?
We will be talking about the tsunami on the Frisco report when that list gets dropped. We'll be about 4 hours later on the Frisco report, special edition.
That's right.
Roster talk.
All right. So I got us at 5-12. I hold off judgment to see what type of pickups they make with other teams releasing players. I don't think we have a starting caliber running back on the team right now. And so hopefully they can get out there and get somebody that can, shoulder a 25 carry load, if that even exists in today's NFL. But
right,
that's it for me.
Yeah, no, I appreciate everybody coming on the corner of talking on the corner of Crazy and Cowboys. This is Talking Crazy Cowboys blog. Cool Cowboy, Cowboys champs, uncensored. OG was in here earlier. Big shout out to Mike. Thanks again for that $5 super chat. And Phil, thanks again for that $10 super chat. Thank you for everybody coming on. I will see you next week on Talking Crazy. Be there, be square on the corner of Crazy and Cowboys. Cowboy Nation, are you in the Cowboys corner? Peace.
Peace out.